Hey guys, welcome again to Team Forbidden's YouTube page. This time we are doing a top 10 list of the cards on the list that should come off.
Yeah, don't even deserve to be there in the first place. And please excuse me, I have not eaten anything all day, so I have food here and I am going to eat it.
We just got water.
And I have ways to get them off.
So we're going to start out with the honorable mention for the list. So the first honorable mention on the list is Cyberjar.
Cyberjar is pretty much the first one. The whole major component for Cyberjar potentially being able to come back is that Interrupted Kaiju Slumber is a spell card, and it does almost exactly the same thing, except it doesn't give you 5 free cards, because it just wipes the whole board, and then you pick up... Actually, it's Excavate, because it actually is an Excavate card.
Yeah.
And then you show them to the opponent, and both of them do it, and then special summon any level 4 or lower monsters among them.
Yeah. It's true that most decks nowadays can abuse it, like Cosmos, Monarchs, Burning Abyss, pretty much any deck nowadays, but that's the reason why it's so low on the list, and it's an honorable mention. But we do believe that it, like he said, it is kind of a double-edged sword to where it can both hurt you, your opponent and you at the same time.
Monster Reborn, OCG has it. It's a classic card. It's arguably the most iconic card in the show that, from the original series, that isn't Dark Magician or Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah.
In fact, little bit of trivia. First time that Monster Reborn was ever used in the show, or in the comic actually, was reviving the Blue Eyes White Dragon that Kaiba tried to steal from Yugi's grandpa.
Yeah.
It's mostly nostalgia.
Yeah.
Pot of Greed.
Pot of Greed is our third honorable mention. I personally think that this card should come back because, well, first off, I don't believe that Upstart Goblin should be only 1 when Demise is running around at 3 currently. If the TCG hits Demise in the next list and either bans or limits him, then I'll shut up about Pot of Greed coming back. But as long as Demise is running around and all these other broken drawing power cards are out there, I think Pot of Greed should come back.
Calling it here, they're going to do it next list just because Yuya played it against Yusei, and they used that to showcase Pot of Desires, even though Yusei never played that one either.
Yeah.
Solemn Judgment, Here, I'll let you talk about it first.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Scott. Sudden Judgment should get out of the list as an honorable mention because, we have a shitload of cards like Solemn Strike and Solemn Warning on the meta, and I just think that it should, go with its brothers.
Yeah, the major proponent behind Solemn Judgment coming back is, well, there's a couple. One, it's one of 2 cards that people say only got banned because Kevin Stewart hates the damn thing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the other proponent, he does have a point, though, because it's half your life points to essentially negate either a summon or a spell or a trap activation. But that's the thing, it's only an activation. If it's already face up on the field, it can't do anything about it. And it doesn't negate monster effects either. We have Scolding for that. Yeah. And last one on the list...
Zen Mighty.
Card.
Yeah,
Zen Mighty.
Yeah, Wind-Up Carrier Zen Mighty. This is an honorable mention for
one main reason, which is...
Wind-Ups.
Yep, which is Hunter. As long as Hunter's out there running around, Zen Mighty's not going to come back. If you want to hear our full-fledged review on why wind-ups are so broken and why Zen Mighty shouldn't be banned, check out our other list of top 15 most overpowered decks at their prime. I'll put the link right here, so you can check it out there.
Again, something else with Zen Mighty, it's something else the OCG has done right. They've banned Hunter. That's the stipulation for Zen Mighty coming back, is that Hunter has to take its place.
Yes. Top 10, folks.
Actually, top 11, because...
Oh, yeah, that's...
top 10.
Yeah. Top 11.
We know how to count to 11, guys.
Yes. Well, I do. They do.
Yes. I know.
So number 11.
So confused.
Number 11, Metamorphosis.
Arguably, this one could have been an honorable mention as well, if that Metamorphosis can come back, if Norden gets banned over here, because essentially Metamorphosis, I think one of the only reasons it is still banned is because, for whatever reason, Konami is super fearful of the only deck that I can think of that used it back in the day was Demise OTK.
Yeah.
Where you demise and then go into a Cyber Twin Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, with demise not being anywhere near as good as it used to be,
No.
and we're talking about the ritual monster, not card of demise.
No.
Just in case you guys are getting confused. And,
I'm confused.
aha!
You're always confused.
Aha. But yeah, the major proponent, I think, for Metamorphosis still being banned is you can take any level 4 monster, Metamorphosis it into Norden, then Norden brings it back and you got an Ixies play. I mean, we've already got Instant Fusion to do that, so probably stipulation is Norden coming back, but I honestly can't see the card doing anything if it came back at all.
No.
Super regeneration.
Number
This-
10.
This card was banned because of the Dragon Rulers and because of the Heretic Rulers too. And now that those decks are gone, I think this little card has a little place in our meta again.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
even meta, like casual players.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna use it in? Blue Eyes? What do you get off of it? Tradings? I mean, the Blue Eyes Exodia deck was never consistent as it was.
You know what you get off? You're like, hey, I can finally play the super rare one.
Yes.
Number 9.
Sick.
Rescue Cat. I believe that Rescue Cat should come back because nowadays, especially with pendulums and exceeds running around, there's so many other better, faster decks out there. Cosmos or Monarchs, for example, where Rescue Rabbit, yes, it would be competitive, but it wouldn't be nowhere near as good or fast as any top tier decks nowadays.
You mean cat? You said rabbit.
Whatever, cat, rabbit, mouse, whatever. But my point is that Rescue Cat synchro decks, they will not be as fast if Rescue Cat comes back, and it only appears to a certain type of deck, to where, like, let's say Rescue Rabbit or Rescue Mouse, they can do, like, yes, Rescue Rabbit can only do for normal monsters, but that's a wide variety of monsters.
Yeah, likewise, Rescue Cat's only Beast Warriors, and they have to be level 3, don't they?
Level 3 or lower.
Level 3 or lower, okay.
Come on, guys.
Number 8, Exciton Knight.
Yeah.
Honestly, you said yourself you've won a couple of tournaments with the card, but at the same time, it's one of those, if you're not prepared for it, I mean, it's effect negation. If Black Rose is running around at 3, why can't Exciton Knight run around
My
at
baby.
3? Because it's like, it does exactly the same thing as Black Rolls. Yeah, it's kind of dumb that you can use it twice, but honestly, the only reason that it got banned was because it kills pendulums.
Mm-hmm.
It was easier to use than Black Rose because Black Rose needed to be in the moment that it was summoned.
Yeah.
And,
True.
Exciton Knight could be once per chain. So
Yeah, once per chain, that's right.
So,
Yeah.
so it was so much better to dodge stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Number 7. Harpy's Feather Duster.
This is mostly for all those people who are bitching and whining about card of demise. Oh, we need more back row removal.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you have 3 fucking Twin Twisters. That's not enough?
No. It's like we need a card that will completely destroy your entire back row, including your opponent's pendulum zones. It would actually be really relevant today, especially with Demise at 3, because if they unban, it's like you said before, if you unban Harpy's Feather Duster, they don't need to touch Demise, because that's the main strategy with Demise, is that you draw 3 cards and then you lay out your entire hand on the field. And if they did that, and next turn you draw, Harpy's Feather Duster, there goes their entire back row.
And for those who are wondering why Harpy's Feather Duster and not Heavy Storm would essentially be like bringing a Wavering Eyes back that doesn't search.
Pretty much.
And why Harpy's Feather Duster instead of Giant Trunade? Because you can stop Harpy's Feather Duster a lot easier than you can stop Giant Trunade.
Because Giant Trunade doesn't destroy.
So that means you can't Starlight Road it, or Huge Revolution is over. You'd have to negate, you'd have to either Dark Bribe it or do something else to it.
Yeah, pretty much. Number 6, Card of Destruction.
This was another one that seems like it was only banned because of Dragon Rulers.
Yeah.
And,
My boys.
yeah. And, I mean, everyone was like, oh, it's a Dark World hit, even when Dark World was doing nothing!
If you bring card destruction back, And even if Dark Worlds try to do something with it, they're even at their prime, they're not going to be fast enough. That's the whole thing with unbanning cards nowadays, is that if you unban certain ones, even with them unbanned, they're not going to be fast enough.
Sometimes, yeah.
What about Brain Abyss?
I suppose
That's one argument. That's why it's
is
not
one
further up on
argument.
the list, because Burning Abyss, they can
because they
abuse it to hell.
Yeah, Burning Abyss and Dark Worlds.
Yeah, but
And
like
then-
I said, Dark Worlds, they won't be as consistent. But Dark World,
Be
Burning Abyss would be more consistent than Dark Worlds.
Pot of Avarice.
My personal top that I want to come off this list is Pot of Avarice.
Honestly, the only reason that Pot of Avarice is banned is because they came out with Pot of Dichotomy.
Yeah,
That's the only reason they banned it. They banned it for money.
pretty much.
Well, I mean, you did have some stupid... It was part of the whole wind-up loop.
Yeah.
And it's part of reshuffling a whole bunch of stuff, but it's only monsters.
I know.
And you need 5 of them.
Yeah, 5 of
So-
them. Nowadays, there's so many pendulum decks running around that most of them focus on the extra deck. They don't really focus much on the graveyard. If they unban Pot of Avarice, that would actually open up more players to want to play non-pendulum based decks. Oh, but then they're not going to sell as much pendulum monsters. It's like, well, then focus on the other side of the spectrum and abuse the
And
the heck out of the non-pendulum decks.
And they're not even focusing 100% on pendulums anymore. I
No.
mean, if they wanted to focus on pendulum, they'd have made the Red Eyes, Dark Condition, and Blue Eyes decks, all the new support, they'd have made them pendulum based.
Or if they really want to make pendulum decks go up, get us the Crystal Beast and what's the...
Oh yeah, the Crystal Beast and the Symphonic Warrior ones.
Get those out to us.
Which have been in Japan for well over a year now. Like 2 years, I think?
Yes.
Eesh.
Those decks would go way up if you brought those out. Number 4, Magical Scientist.
And Magical Scientist is very similar to another card that we have on this list, coming up actually in the next spot. More on that later. But Magical Scientist, and a lot of people you probably say, oh, why Magical Scientist? He's instant fusion with the body. Yeah, he is, and with only 15 cards in the extra deck now, I mean, what are you going to do? Just run one Magical Scientist just to summon Thousand Eyes, Restrict, or Norden?
You can do that with Instant Fusion, which is actually arguably almost easier to use.
Yeah, not to mention a little more readily searchable at the moment.
Yeah.
Because you could just, well, even then, you can just top deck it. You can run 3 of it. If you put Magical Scientist at 1, what the fuck is it going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to run like a whole deck based on Magical Scientist? I mean, the whole reason that Magical Scientist was banned was because it was part of an OTK with Catapult Turtle.
And with that too, that was back when
The game was very slow.
the game was very slow at one point, and there was no extra deck limit.
Yeah, so you could run as many cards in your extra deck as you wanted. Or Fusion deck as it was called back then. They came out with the Synchros and the Xyz monsters, and then it's like, okay, so you can do all that stuff from your... And it only summons Fusion monsters. It doesn't summon anything else.
No.
Next card on the list, number 3, Cyberstein.
Cyberstein.
Very similar to Magical Scientist, except it's a lot steeper of a cost.
Pretty much. 5,000 life points. Not half your life points, not a quarter, or not some obscure amount. It's five grand even.
And I've actually been saying this card should come off the list for a while, ever since Effect Veiler was a thing.
Pretty much, because you can... it's because the 5,000 pay is a cost. If all your opponent has to do is Effect Veiler, Breakthrough Scale, or negate it in any way, and you still lose that life points.
And you don't even get your monster.
No.
Depending on what card they use, your Stein will go to the graveyard too, leaving you wide open. I mean, the proponents for it can never come back are mostly like, oh, but you can Extrio it. You're gonna pay 5,000 life points just to do that?
No.
I mean, you can Last Warrior from another planet. There are a whole bunch of really stupid fusion monsters that it can bring back, that it can just bring out.
But even with those fusion monsters out there, I still think that the scare would be too much.
Number 2. When we were talking about this list, when we were making it up, the first thing that was coming into our minds is why this thing should come off. And the main reason why this is number 2 is because it won't do anything to the meta. is the Witch of the Black Forest. It doesn't fit in any deck.
Nope.
None of the metas.
Nope.
You can put it on the Monarchs and it won't do anything. It will actually slow it down because it's not how Monarchs play.
Yeah, because you'd waste your normal summon getting her out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to use the Squires for the normal summon, and you don't want to do the Wish for that kind of stuff.
No.
If she was easier to special summon, like Sangan was with Tour Guide, then you have another case. But if they try to, put fucking Summoner Monk.
Yeah, Summoner Monk and the Witch. That's the only combo that I can think of that'll get her out really fast.
And you will be minusing in that situation, which you don't want to do, especially in this current meta where everything's super fast and everything's pluses and everything's like considering your hand. Now that the skip of the first turn is in there, you don't want the slow cards like that.
You could argue that you could use Last Will with it if it ever came off the list. That's another combo that could be potential, but we know that's not going to happen. That's the only other combo I can think of to use with Worship and Black Forest. Honestly, at their current stats, I think in the current format, I think Sangan should be banned more than Witch of the Black Forest. Because you can use it in Synchron decks, you can use it in Burying Abyss with Tour Guide. It's a lot easier to get that out than Witch because level 4 and 1000 attack and it's a 1200 defense.
Yep.
Those stats just seem uneven, at least nowadays. I mean, back in the day, it was pretty broken, but nowadays it's just
it's one of those that we feel can come back without Narada, but if it comes back, let's be honest, Konami, if it ever brings it back, they do the same thing to what they did with Sangan.
Yeah.
They'd errata it first, which, by the way, if you haven't noticed, that's why we haven't been talking about Chaos Emperor Dragon or Sangan until now.
The reason why is because we feel like they're
going to come off.
They're going to come off with their own errata. This is a list of ones that we feel don't really need a errata for their effects, so that they would still be okay. But with Sangan and Chaos Emperor Dragon, they're going to get errata anyway. If they weren't, they probably wouldn't even be on this list because they're just too fucking good.
Number 1.
All right.
Drum roll, please.
All right, number 1.
Thank you.
I came.
Again.
All right, number 1 on this list. And it's probably... All right, so...
Do we have a pooper reel?
Yes, we should.
You guys know who it is. Why are you fucking thinking that you don't know what it is? You know what it is already. So let's talk about it.
Yes.
The introduction.
Yeah. Elemental...
Hero.
Strata. Just kidding. Stratos.
Stratos!
Thank you.
It's Stratos!
Estrada.
Airman, man.
Cuba.
Why the f*** is Stratos still banned? What's the guy's name?
Kevin Stewart.
F*** you, Kevin.
Uh-huh.
F*** you for keeping that card still banned, and I'm sure there is several thousand other people who are still who agree with me.
There's a reason that free my insert racial slur here, Stratos, is a thing.
Yes.
It's all the over YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we're not saying it because we're white guys. Well, this is a Mexican here. We're white guys.
you got
and
two
we're smart.
Filipinos back there.
I have half the right because I'm black and white. That's
I'm sorry.
brown. No.
Yeah, it works.
All right, whatever. But yeah, Stratos should come back. I think Stratos should come back. Do you think Stratos should come back?
Yeah.
Should it come back?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Here, hold on. Do you think Stratos should come back?
Yes.
John, do you think Stratos should come back?
Yes.
Ah.
So yeah, Stratos
I mean,
should come back, you motherfuckers.
I mean, why they banned it in the first place? Heroes weren't even topping anything. And this was before the mass hero structure deck was a thing.
Whoa. Okay. Let's just slow down a little bit. Stratos was banned in the moment that the deck was too hot, but the deck is already past its prime, so it should already come back.
I mean, I've heard from because they have the GX generation duels thing where they have 3 Stratos, and It's apparently not even all that broken there.
No.
No, but seriously, I played before the Stratos was banned, and like half of the players had heroes.
I'm
And
just gonna put this on the table.
hey,
There's our buddy Airman.
There he is. Bring
Yeah.
him back.
Now.
Bring him back.
I don't care if you have to limit Shadow Mist to do it. Bring him back.
I was gonna flip this thing off.
Sorry, John.
No worries.
Here, take it back.
No, he was gonna
There you
blow
go.
me.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought it would make...
No.
No,
it's-
you're good.
Okay.
I mean,
All right. All right.
the only reason that he was limited because you could just loop stuff with him with Ultimate Offering, but that's gone now.
Yes.
Yeah, you can special summon him. Oh, you can abuse his effect turn again. Yeah, but
So,
with
can
what?
you
With
tell us-
cards? With what? Trap cards that you just have to set and wait a whole turn before you set up so you can combo off? And then what does he even do? Oh, I'll get any hero monster from my deck to my hand. Nobody ever uses this spell in Trap Destruction effect.
No. All right. All professionals here. We think that Stratos should come back. That is why it's our number one on this list. And it's probably a number one on almost every other Yu-Gi-Oh players, especially Elementor hero players lists. Just please bring him back. You will make so many people happy.
And if you're not going to bring him back, at least come out with another fucking wind effect elemental hero so we don't have to use garbage Avion to go into Divine Wind.
That too. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in for another list. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any ideas for any future lists or videos, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you feel like there are any other any other cards that we've missed on this list, be sure to comment on what you think they should be.
Sayonara.
See you later.